Ta-da! We did it. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the studio. We've got another art class. My name's Jason. You can call me Mr. Jason or whatever you want. That's what my teaching artist name was when I worked at Maplewood in Austin as an art teacher with after-school kids. But kids aren't the only ones who can practice drawing. We can all practice drawing. So that's what we do every day. And that's what we teach. And the most fun thing to draw is people. It's the best place to start, other than drawing a plastic bag. That's what my art teachers would have us do, draw like the dumbest things. But I want to go straight for the gold. Thanks. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We always start with an exercise from drawing on the right side of the brain. I'm gonna jump right in. If you guys want to skip to the better drawing, I'll put a timestamp link down below. Yeah. So this book says there's 5 principles in learning how to draw, and they're just perceptual things. So if you can see and if you can write your name, then you can draw. And the skills that you need to learn how to perceive with your eyes are edges, spaces, relationships, lights and shadows. And then if you put those 4 together, you'll have the gestalt, which is just a holistic way of saying these 4 put together. Yeah. Um, what else do you need to learn how to draw? You need to understand that we've got hemispheres that do serve different functions in our day-to-day life. So the dominant mode is basically the linguistic, sequential, rational, time-oriented. This is what usually solves our problems, and drawing is more of a subdominant visual and pattern oriented. It's irrational, non-linear, non-time oriented. So why would you spend any time there unless you were like dreaming or something? Because it's nice. If you've ever been meditating or running, driving under hypnosis, it's all basically the same crap. So this is the first and favorite, most important exercise, drawing this face vase illusion, which you guys probably recognize. Sorry if I'm talking fast, it's just that we've done this so many times, and I want to get this video in under an hour. So what we do in the exercise described by this book is we're going to draw one half silent, and then on the other half, we're going to verbally describe what it is at each little destination as we travel through the drawing. And we've done this enough times that we're going to kind of test ourselves to see how fast we can go. So maybe pause the video, print this out, do it yourself, but this is just a good way to see if we're in the right frame of mind. Let's go. Now, chin, lips, nose, eyebrow, hairline. Bam! That was it. That was pretty fast. I went a little swoopier. I noticed that's what happens when I try to speed it up. Is I go way swoopier, especially on the chin here. And it's because my brain is struggling to keep up with the speed of my hand, especially since I'm starting to have the muscle memory. Purple and orange are opposite colors, so I don't know, I'm feeling like putting them together. Do 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 do. So what was the purpose of this little exercise I always start my class with? Well, um, for a student who is unfamiliar with crossing back and forth between these modes of perception, the left brain, right brain, you kind of have to experience it for yourself. So the first half is easy because you're just copying exactly what you see. And the second half is hard because there's a lot of different things going on. Like, first of all, you're trying to do a mirror image. You're trying to get it to match um, I don't know, the same size, the same peak. It's all got to match up, and the left brain starts competing with the right brain when you're speaking all of that out loud, which is why we said nose, chin, lips, whatever. So when the hemispheres compete, you can pause, you can freeze, you can feel this frustration. That means that the left brain doesn't want to do the task and it's basically ready to give it up to the right brain. So you just got to relax and keep going. And that is basically the first lesson in how to draw. Another thing to do is pure contour drawing. Let's see, can I flip to it? Yeah, here we go right here. This guy, oh, I'm going to look at the wrinkles in my hand and draw them on the paper, but not look at the paper. And even though this makes really ugly drawings, it's actually one of the best exercises that you can do in later achieving a good drawing. So just remember that the drawing that you're working on might just be a good practice for your next drawing. I mean, that's why you shouldn't be skipping any days, because they do add up. Now, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed that. Always sign and date your work. Otherwise, you will be sad. And now I'm going to put it in the binder. But yeah, that might have been my fastest. I've gotten down to about 20 seconds, but that one was kind of ugly. You guys can't really... I'm going to make it a little darker. Sorry, I'm going to take an extra second to make it a little darker. I'm going exactly over the lines that I did before. I'm not changing anything, but I just want you to get a better view because it looks like you can't see very well exactly what I did. I'm not even going to change the part where I messed up over here. Yeah, I always flick my pencil on the end when I'm done, and that's where I fuck up that little angle there. But yeah, for drawing that as fast as I can, I would say that's pretty good. You're supposed to set a timer for 5 minutes, so set a timer for 5 minutes and do that example. Even if you've done it a million times, like I'll show you right now. Ta-da! This is what we did yesterday. That one's really wide. This one's much nicer. But how many days do we have in this book alone? Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the last one. And that one I fixed on the end. Isn't that funny? So, oop, I shouldn't be showing you the anatomy just yet. Or I could. That's what we did yesterday. Did I forget to tell you what we're doing? I mean, yeah, we're drawing anatomy. That's what this is all about. Figure drawing. You'll see it in the title. Moving on. Moo, I'm a cow. I think I said that yesterday. Classic Human Anatomy by Valerie L. Winslow. By the way, did I say this was Betty Edwards? Shout out to the teacher whose book taught my teacher, who taught me, who I've had lots of art teachers and lots of books. So, yeah, what's it say? Artist's Guide to Form, Function, and Movement. Oh, and this one's a course in enhancing creativity and artistic confidence. So, you want to be more artistic and more confident than more creative? Then that's what we're doing here. I saw someone talk with their hands a lot in a video, and I'm kind of really into it. So I'll paint my nails, and it'll be more fun tomorrow. So this book says it'll teach you the shape and what it does and how it moves, form, function, movement. This little blah blah says anatomy's important then, and it's important now, and it will be important later. Do 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 do. Skipping around. Renaissance people cut up dead people, and now we know what the insides look like because they didn't have computers and X-rays back then. The whole first chapter is basically talking about. I know them. This is the medial line, and moving out is lateral, and moving in is what's it? Medial. So that's literally all that I've gotten from the first chapter because we skipped to the second chapter, which is the good stuff. The head, face, and neck, starting with the skull. As we have found personally, no matter how many portraits we were drawing, they kind of weren't getting any better because we didn't practice any of the basics. So it was kind of like poop on top of poop. So we've been getting some really good works in the last couple of days. And I'm excited because we're doing these muscles today. So far we've done frontalis, temporalis, masseter, orbicularis, oculi. Did I say nasalis? What am I forgetting? We've got like depressor superciliary, actually I think is here. And corrugator superciliary are over here. You'll see those in my book later. But I just like to show off that we have been learning the knowledge. I don't have to look at the book for every single thing anymore. So anyways, we've been drawing all of these muscles. That's what I just said. Frontalis, did I miss any? This is what we want to get to by the end of the chapter, plus more. It even shows you the surface, but that's at the end. We're about halfway through the muscles, and then it'll get to the surface. So yeah, we know masseter, temporalis, frontalis. Oh, procerus. I forgot to say that, but we did learn that. Corrugator superciliary, we got that wrong, did we? And depressor superciliary is this orbicularis oculi, nasalis. That's what we've been doing, and this is what we're up to. This is where we're going. This is where we're going. And honestly, I think we can put them all in today because we're moving kind of quick. We're only 12 minutes in. Okay, drink some green tea, class. It's good for your health. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment. And you guys are not going to do any of that. Okay, so the first thing that we start with is the skull. So I'm going to flip back. This is where we're going, but I'm going to flip back to our picture of the skull. And we've drawn it a couple times, but if we want to put the muscles in the right spot, then we need to put them onto a skull. And someone online was talking, one of the artist teachers I was watching, some how-to videos, and they said that they like to think of it as like this is the foundation and all the stuff on top is like the dressings. Like you dress up the skull and the muscles are like the shirt and pants. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we've done this, 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 and now we're going to this. I understood all that, did you? Have you been following? So I've got my Kurutoga. I've been using a lead pencil, but I've seen some of the art masters using other mediums like charcoal pencil. I'm going to make myself a little smaller. Yeah, people use charcoal pencil and they use like the wax Conte crayons, and they're using toned paper with all of this texture, and I'm just using normal computer paper. So I want the skull to go about down to here, and about up to here, and about like that. So always kind of have a basic beginning, middle, and end where you want you're drawing to go. I've got like an egg shape. You can maybe start with the circle and then bring it down, but I feel like sometimes I don't get it all in the right spot. So I'm putting a medial line in. That's what I learned is like your middle line. I'm going to divide it in half again. And from what I'm seeing, that's where the zygomatic arch and the zygomatic bone is, which for those of you who don't know is the cheekbone. And then I always like to put in the frontal bone basically first, but I'm kind of trying to work more in the middle out. I would rather do that, but I've found that, I don't know, I'm still learning. Ooh, that's nice. I just connected the, what's this? This is the superciliary arch, and this is the superior temporal line, which lines up pretty nicely with the zygomatic bone down here. Which means I need to make my skull a little bigger, I think. It's okay if you go outside of your bounds a little bit, because I left space on the end for it to grow. Put in my zygomatic bone back in a little more. Okay, now there's like a little trapezoid shape underneath the superciliary arch, which is just your brow line. And I've started to realize that instead of drawing the circle and making that the orbital, which is your eye socket, by the way. Something's going on here. I'm starting off really light, so sorry if you can't see everything that I'm doing. Yeah, I'm gonna match it up with what is going on. Okay, I think I'm getting it under control. I'm just like struggling with the orbital. I always struggle with the orbital because I think somehow I move towards the middle and I want to be moving from the middle out. So I guess I gotta really focus on doing that, huh? So starting from like maybe halfway in the orbital, that's the nason. I gotta look up how to pronounce that. The book tells you how to, but I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing just yet. Vomer bone, about at the bottom of the zygomatic bone is where your nasal cavity ends. There we go. And then the maxilla is the upper jawbone, which goes to a little past halfway the orbital and up into the zygomatic bone. See, anatomy, some people think anatomy might be hard, but it's actually really easy once you start to get the hang of it, because it's like doing a puzzle isn't stressful because the pieces already fit together. You don't have to like cut the edges in order to get the pieces in the right spot. You just lay them down. So that's kind of exactly what we're trying to do here with the visual information that we're taking. Yeah, and that helps a lot with perspective as well. If I only had a brain. You can see how it's kind of coming together. Right. Drop a comment down below. Right. I think last time I made the zygomatic bone like enormous, so I was a little not. I mean, I was a little upset about that. So the maxilla has the It's not called upper and lower dental arch, but it's what I want to call it. So I just drew in our teeth. I suggested, I put in an arc so that I know where they go, and I will put them in individually in a second. Yeah, it is so much easier when you work from the medial line and work your way like down and out rather than working out and in, because you can always continue adding more to the edge, but if you start coming in and then you realize that it's off, you're done. You have to start over. I do. I'm like drawing the shadows before I've even put everything in yet. Um, it just depends on your style of work, because part of being an artist is not following what other people do. It's kind of like you need to know how to do what other people do, but also have your own voice and your own style. I don't want to go too crazy. Oh, crap, yeah. I'm going to keep it really light because I always forget that I'm going to draw on top of it, so I'm like not going to waste my time. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this, actually. And I always make this side way too small, so I'm gonna just bring that up a little. I don't know what it is about like bringing it in that really, I just like can't do it. But anyways, oh goodness, what did I just do? Maybe, yeah, I think I was wrong. I think it was actually okay the first time. Because there is what's called the mastoid process. This little bump right over there. Mastoid process. Some of these are just way more fun to say than the others. Like this is called the temporomandibular joint, which is at the top of your mandible, which is your lower jawbone. So if you guys want to go to art school, anatomy is going to be very important. And if you're already in art school, you already know how important it is. Applying for art schools, high school as well as college was like way harder than applying to just a normal. I mean, it was both really hard, but every single art school had like a different application process, and they all had their different, you know, essays. Um, for academic schools, all you had to do was like have a good track record, and you were basically in. But for art, yeah, you had to make something for every single one, and if you're applying to more than one school, like me, I had to apply to like every freaking school. It was so bad. My parents drove me insane. They were just wanting me to have a good future, but it's like that was kind of stressful. I ended up getting in, but even oh goodness, my art styles are like not matching up. Yeah, even with a scholarship, art school is like insanely expensive. And there was like no payoff because they weren't even going to guarantee that you'd have a job. So it was like, I'm going to get a job, a degree in philosophy. Yeah, right. Um, I still didn't have the skull big enough on that side. Or maybe I had the zygomatic bone come out a little too much. Let's see. I'll go over it in a second. So, what else is there to do? I mean, that's pretty much it. Oh, goodness, 25 minutes? This is really running over time. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da! Let's have some fun. I'll do a little gesture, and I'll put these in. 2, 3, 4, because we got to practice doing it every single time, everybody. 4, 4. 5, 5, 6, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just got dots on my teeth like stupid. And then there's just like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's how you draw the teeth. I don't want to draw this anymore. I'll put a little squiggles here and here, because I'm starting to think that it's probably better to not skip anything and remove it later than to skip over stuff, because then I wouldn't be learning. Okay, but like you can see, that's the skull. We've done all the stuff that we need to do. Do I need to name them all? Frontal bone, parietal bone, temporal bone, behind is occipital bone. I'm just going to go for the big ones. Zygomatic bone, maxilla, mandible, orbital. The smaller ones are boring. Mastoid process is in the back. Blah, 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 blah. Doot, 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 doot. Flipping. Oh, I like showing you guys as I flip through the book. So, yeah, this is what we did. Like pretty cool. Oh, geez, look how big that is on that side. Let's make it a little bigger there and a little smaller there. And I think that's actually more accurate. We do our best. It doesn't have to be perfect. And this really, sorry, should go at least up to here. Whatever, we'll fix it in the next thing. So we did that. We've drawn all of these. Tells us the names. Tells us what it is. That's where we're going. Did it, did it, did it, did it, did it, did it. This is what we're up to. So let's just put that in, and maybe we can put in the orbicularis oris as well. I'm tempted to add all of the muscles in as well, but I think what I would rather do is specialize. Like, we'll do those 3 tomorrow, and maybe some more, but let's see how fast it goes, because we've already got the whole skull. That was the hard part. The hard part's drawing the skull, and then putting the muscles on is like easy. So let's see. Let's put in... You know what? At some point, where is it? The cartilage of the nose is here. So let's put in the front-on cartilage of the nose first. I literally just drew this, and now I'm going to erase it. There's like this weird liver shape on the side. And then the nose comes out there, and I see a little dark spot on the bottom. If you guys have done the upside down drawing exercise, that's exactly what this feels like, because these are just such foreign shapes. And then it just does the nasal bone up here. So that was actually very simple. I can erase all the stuff that I don't need now. Sometimes I feel like that episode of SpongeBob where he draws that like amazing portrait of a head and then he starts erasing stuff until he gets to a perfect circle. It's like we're doing that, but in reverse. Because that's a cartoon, not real. Okay, I wish you could see that a little better, so I'm gonna draw it a little darker, even though it might be harder to erase later, but I just really think that you guys should learn with me. And underneath that, there's this weird liver shape. Doot 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 doo. And then the liver shape is basically like the nostril. And it goes into itself and it comes out like that. And then we just do a little C shape and we close it in. And that's how you do the cartilage of the nose. Drawing's thirsty work, everybody. So, okay, we're 30 minutes in. No. I'm so tempted to start like shading where there needs to be shading, but we're not doing that right now. Okay, that's a pretty good nose. I mean, maybe it'll help us learn how to draw our own nose. As fun as that was, we're gonna erase it now because we're gonna draw over it. Or maybe we don't really need to. We'll just draw the muscles on top of the cartilage. So, starting from exactly these little like weird shapes, there's a little tent that it's like a V, and then on either side of the nasal bone, and going along the tent on either side are these really long bands, and then it goes underneath over here. And that is the next part, but we won't draw that just yet. So this is like, I don't want to say exceedingly easy, but it's like, it feels like really natural. It's just like, I don't know, if I was to draw a triangle and then draw another triangle and another, and they all just fit together into a square. I don't know. How do I? We need to come up with better language to describe what's going on. This needs to come out a little further. No, it doesn't. It's fine. That's really it. And then the lines go down like that. And that attaches over here. It's kind of hard to see. So let's go in with some color. And these are divided in half, actually, so divide that in half. So the nasalis, that's what we drew yesterday. And the transverse, what are these things called? LLSAN. Levator, Labii, Superioris. What is it? I practiced pronouncing this earlier, and it's such a crazy one. It's just LLSAN. Levator, Labii, Superioris, Aliquinasii. Yes, that is some Latin for you. Okay, so the nasalis is red. Let's draw a red little white spot over here. And then it comes down like that. Like a little tent. do. And oops, I grabbed the wrong pencil. So you can barely see it. Let's make it a little darker. On the other drawings, I didn't color it in dark enough, and I just wasn't satisfied with what y'all could see. So there are like lots of little lines, which is designating like fibrous material and texture. You know what? It can probably go up a little further. So I'm just gonna add it in, and we'll know in our hearts what happened, but I don't think I'm gonna erase anything, because no one will know the difference anyway. And now I'm going to put in the LLSAN, which is like a blue. So let's get drawn. Let's get drawn. And this is how you learn how to draw a nose. You gotta learn where the nasal cavity is, and the nasal root is, and the nasal bone is. These can all go darker now that I know that we're not going to interrupt them with some other drawing on top. I broke my lead. I hate when that happens. So that's the nasalis with the LLSAN. I gotta pronounce that again. There's different ways to pronounce it. This is the second one. Levator Labii Superioris Aliquinasiae. That sounded exactly the same. I'm gonna go back and fix the orbitals. So we're 40 minutes in, so I'm gonna call it quits with the stuff. This is where I would put the Orbicularis oris, which is technically tomorrow, because this is just first in the book. So we'll do this tomorrow without the nasalis, without this, without this, without this. Maybe we'll start attaching other stuff on. Yeah, I think we just need to get quicker at drawing the skull. So I'm going to move on because we're already 40 minutes in. But since we did do all this work, I am going to clarify. I'm going to go back and fix this up so we can be proud of our drawing in the future. I'm going to use a 2B pencil. This is HB, but I think I'm ready to move on to something a little more visible for y'all. I'm fixing this up because that wasn't dark enough. Basically, at this point in the drawing, it's important to have really strong lines, especially because it's on camera. So I'm just going over the lines, but since I have been drawing for a while, I'm tempted to just scribble. That's what tends to happen. But we don't want to do that. There's also parts that I just haven't done at all, because I was going to come back to them later. Ooh, there's like a little butt shape over here that I've like never drawn before. I just gotta get in some shadows and stuff before I move on, but usually I don't even start my portraits until like an hour in, so we're actually, I mean, I wouldn't say ahead of schedule. If I can get this done in the next 5 minutes, I would be pretty satisfied. Yeah, you just get better at picking out shapes and drawing shadows. So it's important to draw every day, everybody. So keep that drawing habit going because soon it just starts to happen automatically. Ooh, drawing with this is kind of really nicer than my first pencil because I have more, I don't know, control. What am I trying to say? We gotta split up the zygomatic bone from the other bones with these little squiggles. When shading with the darker lines, I used to leave like really big spaces in between the lines, but that totally doesn't work because it just looks bad. So if you're going with dark lines, you gotta put them close together, yo. Otherwise, it just looks like scribbled, like down here. I'm gonna have to go over that. Hatching is good, but it's just not exactly the style yet. And not the way that I did it there. Didn't look good. If you could even see it. Ooh, this bone's coming up like way further. What's going on? Just finishing it up really quick. So yeah. Do you guys have any favorite things to draw? Do you like drawing fruits and vegetables, flowers, cars? Are you like, what is it, Bob Ross, where you like to draw happy little trees? I want to be like the Mr. Rogers of drawing. I'm planning on having, once I get a little further and more confident with my drawing and we fill up the binder with all of the work that we do every day, I'm going to take it to the park by my house and just like I have a whole box of chalk and I'm just going to start doing up my park and decorating the park. And then if people have a positive reception, then maybe I'll start doing a little art class. Doesn't that sound ideal? Oh, goodness, I missed this whole shadow. So another thing that I want to learn how to do is called contouring, which is where you like move along the shape with your lines. And it's probably really easy to do, but I've just like never really learned. Is that before or after hatching? Because I mean, I can kind of do hatching. I just realized there's a lot. Yeah, that's supposed to be like that. I was like, what the friggity frack is going on? So yeah, after this, we're gonna do our own figure drawing. I'm really excited for that, because that's what all of this is for anyway. I'm so excited to finish this, yo. Are you guys fans of Reddit? Because I love Reddit, and one of my favorite Reddits right now is called Sub for Sub. So shout out if you're watching this, Sub for Sub. Like I'm doing this because I care about art, and I'm also shamelessly plugging my own stuff, though. What the heck is going on? Basically, the way teeth work is you've got four rectangles here, going like that, and then you just do. Oops, that was a small one. Oh well, you won't even tell the difference. And that's how you draw teeth. This has to get up more. I don't know why, but it has to. If you flip it upside down, sometimes it's really easy to see what needs to be changed. Like this guy's got a big brain. He's got a big bubble brain. So I'm pretty much done with this. I know there's always like more stuff, but the real purpose was to practice the anatomy, and that's what we did. So, did you learn anything? We learned this is the nasal cap. Wait, we already did that though. It's just from the front. The nasalis. We just did the nasalis, but from the front. So maybe that was just our practice. For today, we learned the LLSAN. That's what this is. And I worked too hard on the teeth. Tomorrow we'll do the skull, but we will do the gesture of the teeth and not draw the teeth in, instead of wasting my time like that. La 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 la. In the end, we'll draw the skull and then we'll put all the muscles in at the same time. I'm done with this book. Do I want to show you guys where we're going in the future? I'll show you a little bit in the future. We're going to do this tomorrow. What's attached to that next is all of these. So it's so weird seeing which are on top of which. But when I'm here, it's not even showing all of them because there's like these corrugator and depressor superciliary up here. Supercilly, I mean. There's just so much stuff. Oh my god. It's gonna take like a whole year to get through this. Dude. Oh, hey. They've got the nasal stuff over here. Yeah. Do. Okay, I don't want to waste too much time because we just got this done early. So, let's write it down. We learned the LLSAN today. I just closed the frickin' book. Oh my god. Really, the main thing was that we practiced drawing the skull again, though. So the name of the muscle that we learned today was Levator Labii. Keep your minds clean, everybody. Superioris Alaque Nasi. Nasi. It can either be Nasi or Nasii. That's the difference. And LLSAN. That's pretty cool. We learned the Levator Labii Superioris Alaque Nasi. It's Nasi or Nasii, but not Nasi. No, it's Nasi, not Nasii. So, remember that. Nasi or Nasii, not Nasi. Gotcha. What color background do we want for the skull today? I'm thinking orange. Yay, orange fun. Did the skull come out good today? I think it came out okay. I mean, I can definitely outline more stuff. but I'm gonna just draw it again tomorrow. So who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Hurry, Jason, hurry, 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 hurry. Even though you guys are watching this on video, we are going to put it all together in a binder and have a book at the end of the year. And what do we do now, class? That's right, name and date, sign and date, whatever you wanted to call it. So JSJ with my butterfly signia, and it is 4/19/2021. Let's put it in our book and compare it to the other drawings that we did in our book. Then we can finally get on to the figure drawing. Okay. So this was what we did yesterday, the 3/4 drawing, Orbicularis oculi, and the nasalis from the 3/4 view. Today we did it from the front-on view. I could have done, the eyes and the mouth, but we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do the mouth tomorrow without the eyes, and then eventually we'll put them all together and we'll have a whole face. Isn't that exciting? We'll put that here. So we know we can do it already. I didn't have time because we'll spend like a whole hour drawing the face, but I want to put that there with this. We'll do the mouth tomorrow, and we already did the front of the top, and we can do this on the side, but we're gonna learn the side muscles later. And then, so yeah, as you can see, we've done lots of muscles. And before we did lots of muscles, we spent a long time drawing the skull. Like, which skull's better, that one or this one? I can see that this is I mean, it kind of goes in over here. This one's balanced, but I can tell that this eye has the same weird shape. Isn't that interesting? How you can go back to your older work and see the same mistakes that you've been making over and over. This one's kind of rounder up here and pointier down here. Anyways, let's keep going. What about this one? It's the exact same thing. Except I think I made the nasal cavity too small here. For that face at least. Yeah, I mean, I've done this so many times that the skulls are kind of starting to look the same. And then that's giving me really the ease. Oops, you're not supposed to see that yet. It's so easy to put everything on top because you don't have to do the guesswork of where it's supposed to go. You just put it on top of the bones. And the bones are in the right spot because we've been drawing the bones. I'm exhausted. So now that we're an hour into the video, and this is me moving like as fast as I can, yos. That's not true, I'm talking a lot. But if you guys are good and stay to the end of the video, I'll show you my butterflies. So yesterday we decided that we would do one page would be the gesture drawings and one page would be the actual portrait. Oh my god, my jaw muscles are so tight. That's the masseter. My masseter is so tight because I used to clench my teeth, and I have a mouth guard for when I sleep. Remember to put your pencils away. You can check back in the videos. That's like the first time that I've had all of the pencils in the case in like 3 weeks. Okay. Do I even want to use any of these for while I draw? My gestures. I like to eat apples and bananas. What does it mean to do a gesture drawing? I mean, you get the basic shapes. Like if I'm drawing a head, I would probably get the shapes of a skull as fast as I can. I think I'm at the point um, in my practice where my old habits are conflicting with my new habits because I know the anatomy now, or at least I'm learning it, and I'm not like using it because I'm just going straight back to my old habits. Boop boo doo 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 doo. But let's do a little exercise. I'm like not even drawing. I'm not even looking at my head. I'm just drawing a skull because I'm starting to realize where it all goes, which is not really good. Do 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 do. That's kind of weird though. I want to see where it goes. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm ready to start drawing a little face now. Like I think anatomy is really good for knowing where to lay the line. Mm, 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 mm. I do 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 do. I'm gonna order as soon as I finish this video. I'm gonna order um a new camera stand with it that has a ring light. That's for I'm using my phone to record this as well as a webcam. But that I think would help get a closer up with, and a brighter light would help you guys maybe see the work that I'm doing a little better. At least in the beginning. I mean, it would be nice if you could see the really light lines that I'm putting. Alright, that was way too long for gesture drawing anyway. Maybe I shouldn't be putting the anatomy in for gesture drawing. Maybe I should just be doing simple blocks. Yeah, that's basically what anatomy is supposed to be. I mean, gesture drawing. Basically means like 10 or 15-second drawing. That can mean whatever you want, but la 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 lu 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 lu. Oh, that's so funny. Instead of drawing my face, I started drawing my shirt this time. That was a fun little experiment. Do 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 do. Wouldn't it be so funny if like I had a breakthrough drawing my face because I was not drawing my face, I was just drawing other stuff. Well, that's kind of what happens with drawing. So you never really know where it's going to come from unless you put in all of the work. If you're really consistent, it's kind of like inevitable that you're going to get better. Alright, that's enough. JSJ, butterfly, before I forget. 4/19/2021. After this, I'm going to have a good old lunch. I'll put that in my book in a second. So, I'm going to start drawing my own self-portrait now. I want it to go basically from here to here-ish, so. Starting out with like a bean shape almost. I'm gonna think about the anatomy now. I'm getting a circle just to start with the top of my head. Circle. And let's find a medial line. There's my medial line. And we've got a frontal bone, temporal bone, which helps you find the superior temporal line, which is here, which connects to the zygomatic bone, which is here, my zygomatic bone. And the zygomatic process goes back that way. So if that's, oh, what's going on? I'm seeing like an I here, which means I don't know what that means. I'm just drawing shapes, very general shapes right now. This is my zygomatic bone. Maybe it wasn't big enough. Yeah, it wasn't. I'm gonna have to practice drawing all of the stuff all over again, which is like what I do every day. Okay, so that's what was going on. I actually was right the first time. Isn't that funny? I was totally freaking myself out for no reason because I didn't recognize what was happening in my own drawing. That would go like that. That would go like that. I mean, and then if I match up the muscles, that's the hairline. This is my maxilla. And this is my mandible. Where's the mandible going? Maxilla. But I see all the way back here, though. Then let's connect my skull. The external auditory meatus would be like here, with my ear. Ha ha ha. That rhymed. And you can totally see everything now. Alright, I think I'm gonna start making moves with my drawing. I did a lot of like ghostly anatomy for this. And I'm having a feeling it's going to come out very similar to yesterday's drawing. At this point, I'm just trying to draw like exactly what I see and just lay it on top of the foundation that I just spent all that time laying. Oops, I think I definitely... let's see. That would make this like this. Like, even if I don't have the perfect drawing today, I feel like I already succeeded. First of all, because any drawing at all is like cumulative. You're just going to get better. It just depends on how fast. That's why it's so important to not skip days. Even if you're not making, I don't know, like, you don't have to be making like great work every single time you sit down. And I mean honestly, most of it won't be, but it gets really fun when you have a notebook and you can flip through it and like see the improvement happening in real time. And that's what they want to see the most when you're applying to art schools. So please, dear God, keep a notebook. It's like the only thing that separates you as an artist, from everyone else. I really like the way that um, the headset is going today. And that's kind of, it feels like the way glasses do on my face, where it's like a foreign object when I'm drawing. I can see my hairline going like this, and then like this. Oops. I have a bad habit of just drawing without looking up. So, if you're gonna put a mark down, like, make sure that it's supposed to be there. Everything past the temple line is like shadowy. And then same thing over here. Once we're done with the muscles, it goes into the surface of the skull, and that's when it starts showing you like the planes of the hair, of the face and stuff. So I feel like we're kind of right where we're supposed to be in terms of development. Like, we're gonna keep studying from the anatomy book, and it's gonna keep giving us tools for how to draw. And it's just going to be like a science where you follow a series of steps, and then in the end, you have the desired outcome. And for us, the desired outcome is to draw portraits. Boop, 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 boo. That might have been stupid. Ugh, I'm over it. But we did our work for today, so brava. And underneath this is my mustachio, which I'm pretty much at the part where I just start scribbling. We're about to learn the mouth muscles. That's the only part I can't talk for. Because I always fuck up. I've got, oh crap. I was supposed to disrobe. Even though I really, really was about to enjoy drawing all of those folds in my shirt. Boop, boo, doo, doo, doo. You're supposed to do lots of studies with folds and stuff. That's like a Da Vinci thing. All of this is my hair. I've got some hairs over here. And then I started drawing my shirt, which was dumb. My tucky ball. And my shoulder comes a little above that. Shoulder over here. If you can really see a defined shoulder. We will eventually get to that as well. I see some shadows here, some shadows here. Drawing is just really important. If if you're do it at least for your mental health. But the fame and fortune is going to be really fun too. Ba-da-da-da-do. Let's do a little shading around the nose because that's what makes it pop. And my colored pencil is really dull. I should sharpen it, but I don't care anymore. So if anyone's out there watching it, thanks for stopping by class. And I'm excited to have class again tomorrow. Every single day we get a little bit better. You'll start to learn that, like, even though you can set a timer, maybe I'll set a timer for like 20 minutes and say, I'm going to draw a portrait in 20 minutes. But you start to have this feeling of like drawing until it's done. And you can feel what it needs and what needs to be removed and whatever, so on. We've got a little glass of water over here. I mean tea, and my water jug is over here, and we've got a light, and over here is a little ukulele that my sister Christine got me. That's a little shadow. This is a little shadow. That's to the storage, and this is my closet door over here, and then there's picture frames. Oops, it's off. Oh well, let's just add another picture frame just because. And then that's that. So let's see. I can see how it's off. Like, I'm not stupid. I know that it's not the I mean, I haven't been able to capture my likeness yet. So that's just, hopefully that'll come with like a year of practicing anatomy. Because that's pretty much, I mean, I wasn't making this at 365 because I've already been working on it for longer than a year, but as for uninterrupted drawing, we've been doing pretty well lately. Ew, I don't like that at all. Oh well. We're at an hour 15 minutes. That's what we did today. It's a drawing. I tried to focus on the anatomy, like the bones and the muscles first, but I think I just need more practice. So it'll be just like we did with the skull. Every single day we drew the skull, and then we add a little bit more. That's what I was going to tell you. It's like climbing a mountain, except every day the mountain is like a little higher. So let's look at, I forgot to get the dividers. Oh, well. So after these, I'll flip through the whole book. We already showed you these. Our bones for today. And then, oh shit. This was yesterday's. That's why I was confused, because they're all together before this. This was yesterday's portrait. I put it in backwards. we'll do gesture drawings, then portraits. So that's yesterday's gestures. This is today's gestures. I would say today's gestures came out a little better. I did more of them. This was yesterday's portrait, and this is today's portrait. The first things first, I put a background in, and I haven't done that like at all. And I know that it's not as important because we're focusing on portraits and anatomy, but having a background is important, and even if it's just color, do it. What's different? I think the nose came out better today. Is this a different color? I hope not. Yeah, it's okay. If I were to do this, does it make the nose pop a little more? Anyways, the nose came out better today. What else? That part always looks, I'm always like pretty happy with like that part. I don't know. I was happy with yesterday's, so I'll put that in, and then we'll flip around. Our previous works. Sometimes I add the muscles on top, but you can see as I go. I mean, some are better, some are worse, but the further back we go, they're consistently worse. Like, oops, I really need to get a divider. Even though there isn't that much difference between these two. See, that's the thing. Like, there isn't much difference day to day. Same, same, same. That was the last three. But if I were to see, these are like mediocre, honestly. But if I were to go to the first three, oh, that's a terrible example because the first one came out pretty good. Yeah. These, I don't know. It's just like day to day, they're getting better. So we'll see how it looks in 2 weeks from now. But just to end on a good note, was really happy with this. I mean, the anatomy is coming really good. We've got the nose, we've got the eyes, the forehead, the side of the head. So we can pretty much just put them all together. And then I think once we put them all together a couple times, then we'll be able to draw the face, because that's the thing. When I try to draw the face, I'm trying to draw everything together, and we've only been drawing them individually, and we haven't even drawn them all yet. So there's just a lot more to learn. You think something simple, right? A lot more to learn. I'm not sure what I want to do with the gesture drawings. Should I put them before or after the portraits? I'm thinking after. Like, I don't know. Just definitely not together, because they were together. That didn't come out good. So that was really fun, everybody. Thanks for coming to class. We went over an hour again, but maybe this is going to have to be longer than an hour or something. I don't know. Too much talking? What do you guys think? Ugh. Do you want to see my butterflies? Because I'm going to show you my butterflies. Gonna take you on a little ride. Also, I'm curious to see how this works. If I were to turn on... Can you... No, that's not right. Oh, I would have to stop recording here. 1 second. I don't know if I've done this before. Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Working. The audio is supposed to work. Oh well, I'll just show you real quick. I scared them all. I feel like that was dumb. Anyways, I scared all my butterflies and now my phone is acting crazy, so oh my goodness. That was class, and maybe I'll be better about showing you guys the butterflies next time. I'm going to upload this video, and I'm going to draw again tomorrow, so I hope you guys join me. Do some exercises. Don't forget to draw every day. We're trying to build a community of artists who are supportive of each other, so that's really what we want to do here. Keep drawing and complement each other's arts, or at least give constructive criticism. And yeah, find a part of the day that works for you. The earlier the better, I think, is better for me. I'm just too tired to draw at night. You need to be really awake when you draw. You can't be tired and draw. Or anything else. So yep, we did it. We did another day. That's really nothing else. I'm just gonna spend the rest of the day cleaning and taking care of my plants and the butterflies, which you saw before for like half a second. So eventually, I've got like hundreds of butterfly eggs right over there. They're gonna hatch in a couple of days, and I'm gonna take care of the caterpillars, and then eventually we'll have hundreds of butterflies, and I'll just make another video of that. Because that's how this channel started, as a sanctuary raising money for butterflies. We want to terraform the city and plant all of their host plants so that they eat and reproduce. And you came here for drawing, but I'm talking about butterflies. Anyways, I hope you had fun, and I don't know, I'll work on it. As much as I'm practicing drawing, this is about practicing teaching class as well. So, yep. It's all cumulative, so we'll just keep adding on what we know and we'll put it all together and eventually it'll pay off. Okay. See you guys next time. I hope you had fun.